I want you to have I want to put a little bit of ammo, create for you maybe a method to get through the narcissists who hop onto your social media feeds and try to make you prove things to them, which will bog down, your feed or whatever. Okay, and this is like a tact and a method that these people actually use because they believe that they control what is good information, what's bad information. So, and I'll give you the context for this because you need to kind of arm yourself with this stuff because it'll really help you. So, there are folks out there who believe that they are the truth bearers, that they are the ones that they're the only ones who have and are only ones who will have the right information, the right truth. These individuals will actually speak to you in a manner that's almost condescending because their truth is the truth. Okay, so now remember, in the postmodern idea, everybody's got their own truth. But when it comes to information, when it comes to politics, only one group of people has the right truth. So the postmodern idea, like this is complete false. I mean, these people are freaking false. they're operating from, with no leg to stand on. But on top of it, they're basically speaking from a position of superiority because they believe that they have the superior edge over you on what is said. So I want to give you like a real life circumstance, a real life situation. With yesterday, there was an actual news broadcast that happened with Trump's lawyers and attorneys. Now, the people who watch the mainstream media, they have no clue what's going on, what's being talked about. So they'll basically say, what's the source? Like, where's your sources and this and that. But they won't know about the other news sources out there because those other news sources are what they call state media. But understand this, okay? I just got like a little digress real quick. State media is where all the narratives point in one direction and it points for one narrative, okay? That one narrative is where all the media will go to. They don't realize that what they're projecting onto, like what they were doing before what Fox News was saying, Fox News was state media. They themselves, that they are ABC, CBS, NBC, and CNN, all those, that was a state media. But they won't be able to own that because there's a cognitive dissonance in there that they can't own because everybody's got to hate the president. Everybody's got to hate the agenda. Everybody's got to hate him according to the narrative. They all, Stormy Daniels and all the other crap that they say with the Michael Avenattis and all that stuff. You've got to believe their narrative. And if you don't, then you're state media. So this is a projection, pure projection. And then again, it's got no leg to stand on because their ideas are purely false. Well, when you have to debate people on your feeds, what happens is they bog down what you're trying to communicate to your friends or family about your own opinion. And when they do that, they make themselves the owners of your opinion. And so they tell you, cite your source. They tell you, well, where did you get that information? And then if you give the wrong sources out according to what they believe to be the truth, according to their news sources, then what they do is they tell you that what you're saying is untrue. Okay? And they tell you that, you're doing everything that they're actually doing. So I want you to understand this. You don't have to buy into it. In fact, what I do usually, and I'm just being real with you, I scroll along. I don't jump in on people's things when they talk about black people or the president or black folks, just sellouts and black people saying that about other black people or that they're Uncle Tom's, other stuff. I just don't hop on other people's feeds. People do that to me all the time because I obviously am going against the narrative. First off, I love God. Secondly, I'm a black guy. Third, I don't believe the narratives. So I've got all these things working against me because I'm a conservative. And so people have to debunk me. Okay, they got to debunk me so that I fit their narrative. Now, there's some people out there who are complete narcissists who will just say, well, cite your source and this or that. Then you got my other friends who, seriously, are just pure lighthearted. We disagree about things politically, but they're not freaking mean-spirited about it. And then you have other people who really genuinely care about other people and they're trying to do their best to communicate what they know as their reality. And I respect that. The ones who I don't respect are the individuals who hop on, who freaking come out of freaking nowhere and then all of a sudden want to give an opinion about something that they purely have no clue what they're talking about because I'm not abiding by their news sources. I'm not abiding by their narrative. So you need to understand and know how to fight against that. And what you do, like I said, when I scroll through, I might give like somebody a thumbs up or a heart. I might drop a comment of encouragement for them and just say, hey, I'm a black dude. I believe what you're saying. I'm just here to support you. That's all I'm doing. I don't need to debate the person that they're debating with. I drop in and just say, hey, I appreciate what you're saying. thank you for speaking out and for having courage. And I'll do that. So I'll do that on people's timelines. I'll do that from time to time. But I don't engage folks in a debate or argument. I don't do that. But when people try to do that to me, what I basically do is I allow them to talk, to show themselves who they are as a narcissist, and then I let them walk themselves into being either blocked or they become a person that's unfriended. Actually, I blocked them because what these same people actually did was they went and reported me, which is why I got throttled, and which is why my videos went from like hella views to like barely any, because people are actually throttling me, which is why I go to other sources, other networks, the platforms now. So I just got to build it. It is what it is. So, but that's what happens. And you have to be the one to actually draw the lines, because if you don't, these people are going to try to rule you. They try to take control of you. They'll try to take control of your opinion. And I'm not down for that. See, people have a right to their opinions. You don't have to prove stuff to people to make them feel better, because again, a narcissist will enslave you to their ideas, their opinions, and their beliefs. They'll enslave you to it and then make you a bad person for not agreeing with them. And then they'll turn it on you. They'll turn it on you in a way that's like insane, because they've got no control over themselves. They can't look at their own shadow. They can't look at themselves with true introspection, true self-examination. They can't do that. And the reason why they can't do that is because their psyche can't hold it. And this is what's actually been fed to a lot of America, is this narcissistic point of view about, well, what I believe is the truth and what you believe has to line up with what I believe, or else you're a bad person. That's what's been fed to us through all these media networks, through all these individuals who have opinion pieces, and then they make you a bad guy and a bad person for having a difference of opinion. You have to be able to hold true to yourself. You have to. If you don't, no one else is going to stand up for you. People might be there to support you, but you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to be able to say, no, I disagree with you, and I'm not on board with what you're saying. Okay? You have to be able to do that. And some people will respect you for that. Other people won't. The people who respect you for that, those folks I can agree with. It's like, okay, cool. You're allowing me to speak my opinion, and you're not being a freaking D-bag. Because some of those people are freaking douchebags. I mean, seriously, there's freaking douchebags. And when they act that way, they out themselves. But understand this, okay? The folks out there you can respect who have a difference of opinion, you can do that. But the people out there who want to control what you say, those people purely have a control issue, like what Gavin Newsom's doing. He's got a control issue. You got to pray for that dude, because I mean, he's freaking off the chain, and just what he's trying to do to this state, and then try to even push it across the nation, is being the way that him and freaking what's his name, De Blasio and freaking Cuomo. These guys are, I mean, these guys are pieces of freaking work. And so's Whitmer as well too. These people are purely, and Inslee, these people are purely pieces of work. They don't believe in freedom. You have the freedom as a person on that couch who says, I want to speak my opinion without there being some sort of force out there that's trying to regulate what I say. They want to regulate your speech because they are afraid that their opinions will be not only disproven, but they're afraid that their opinions will become, and their ideas will become false based off of true logic and true rationale. So when you see that stuff happen on the TV, you see it happening on your news feed, you see it happening on your own social media feed, or even with your friends in interpersonal communication, you got to understand, you might be dealing with somebody who cannot psychologically hold the truth in their hand. They may not be able to do that. And as that happens, you have a right to your own opinion. You have a right to form your own opinions and to have your own ideas. Because the people out there that don't want you to have those ideas, they'll shut you down. They're doing it to everybody that seems to be a conservative, seems to be a Christian, or at least a biblical Christian, and seems to hold the ideals of freedom. And they'll do that because they don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in these ideas. They believe that they are the ones who hold and are truthful based off of their own political ideology. Know that, understand that, and just be real about it. You know, pray for these folks, but then stand up for yourself as well too.